Hey, all you lovely learners out there in Learning Land, Tyler from 10thumbspro.com, coming at you another guitar tutorial like we do every single Monday. If you like this kind of content, make sure you hit subscribe, ring the bell so you never miss a lesson. Also, you can get printable tabs with this tutorial and all our tutorials by becoming a Patreon. You will see a link here in the notes, as well as the description. A link to this specific tab is pinned in the first comment of the comment section. Today, I'm going to teach you how to play a beautiful finger picking pattern using open strings. Go ahead and grab your guitar. Brain and attention span, follow me on in and let's break this lesson down together. Come on in, let's do it. Now, ultimately, to take this to the next level, you would be able to kind of create your own. So I'm going to verbalize what I was thinking as we go through this. Ring finger on the 11th fret of the G string, index on the 9th of the D, open E and open B strings. Since we're playing in the key of A, our E is our 5th interval, a very neutral note. We're going to be able to use that no problem. The B note would be the 2nd or 9th interval, and that's going to create quite a bit more color and make this a little more unique. The E note and the B note lend themselves more generically to the key of E. So you could do these ideas in the key of E as well, but by doing them in the key of A, we get a little bit of color. So what we're going to do, 11, 9, our thumb is always going to pluck the G string, or D string. Our index always will play the D, middle on the B, ring on the E. And we're just going to run through them for the first half of the measure, 1 and 2 and. Go ahead and do that a couple of times. It's a little tricky because the notes that you're fretting are going to give off a little different volume than the notes that you aren't. So you really have to kind of work on the dynamics here a little bit. After that, we're going to play the B and the E again on the 3 and then on the 4th beat, we're going to play the D string, or the G string. So we get 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Okay? And you can think about this like as an A9 chord. Now we're going to move it down 2 frets. And we're going to do the same pattern. 7th fret on, or the 9th fret of the G, 9th fret of the D, goodness, 9th fret of the D, 7th fret of the G. Same pattern here with your right hand. So we put these two together and we get all right. And that is the first 4 measures of what we got going. And here we just have a good old-fashioned A. That's where we're going next. We're going to play the 7th fret with your middle finger on the D string, and your index will play the G string on the 6th fret this time. So we're using these 2 fingers, same rhythm. And then we're going to go back to the old shape right here on the 6 and the 4, same rhythm. So we have the first 8 measures of the piece. Why don't we go ahead and take that from the top, play it together nice and slow. I'll count us in. 1, 2, 3, 4. And you could use that as a progression. You could go around and around in circles with that. You could even strum it. So these ideas from this lesson aren't limited to finger picking, but the finger picking does sound really, really cool. So consider that like if I was writing a song, I would consider that the verse. And now I'm going to get into what I would think would be the chorus. And the first 4 measures are going to be exactly the same. here it changes up a little bit. We're going to play the 7 and the 6 the same. Okay, and then when we get to the 6-4, this is where it starts to change. We're just going to run through the 4 strings, 1 and 2 and. Then we're going to move this down 2 frets, and now we're at 4 and 2, and we're going to go 1 and 2 and. So in those tabs, I'm looking at the second half. I'm looking at the third measure of these tabs, and we get. Okay, and then I'm going to go and play 2-2, and this comes from the top of the A chord, same rhythm, and then I'm going to go to open G string, or open D string, first fret of the G string, open B, open E. So we get what we get. So just the second half of these 4 you get. Then after all that, when you're ready to finish, you would strum an A to finish the song. So let's play just the second half that we put together from the top. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so we're going to take it from the top now and play part A and part B. Again, this whole time what I'm doing is I'm exploring intervals here that are in the key of A, and I'm using them against these 2 open strings. If you're looking to do this in your own, choose a key and kind of choose some open strings that work well in that key. Like if I were to say, okay, I'm going to do the key of G, I have a G string and I have a B string. So then I can start to experiment with different intervals that I find in the key of G, notes in the key of G, and play against those intervals. You'll get some really, really cool ideas and sounds exploring this up the fretboard just like that. So we're going to take this one from the top. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Very, very cool. And that is how you use open strings to get a nice droning fingerpicking sound to make your fingerpicking unique and dynamic. 10thumbspro.com. Get you next Monday for our next guitar tutorial. Have a lovely week. Until then. Thank you so much for watching to the very end of the tutorial here at 10thumbspro.com. We appreciate you learning with us. Again, experiment with this. Know that each open string is a potential to a whole new world of drones and these sounds that can create these unique patterns, especially when you move down the fretboard and play them against other notes. Unique. There's songs like 1979 by Smashing Pumpkins that wouldn't be the same without these sounds. So get this down under your fingers, but experiment, explore, and come up with your own as well. All right, catch you next Monday for our next lesson. Think about becoming a Patreon, cheaper than a cheap cheeseburger. It will accelerate your learning. And until next time, have a lovely day. Keep on rocking and rolling, friends. Take care.